I just said. Hi, can we get some little, oh good, okay, you're live. So can anybody who's watching just say hi potentially so that we know that we're live?
Tell her she looks hot.
Hi. Okay, hi everybody. I'm really excited to come to you today. In fact, I'm not going to start though until we see some hearts or likes, because as you guys know, I did this with Debbie Rosemont, and we did the entire thing and it was awesome, and it didn't record. So can we get a little love before we get started? Okay, there's somebody. Okay, great. Hi
There's
everybody.
one person. We have
Great.
an audience of one.
Perfect. Hi everybody. Welcome. I see you. Hi Erica. Thank you. So I'm excited. I am Jessica Butts. I am the author and creator of Live Your Life from the Front Seat. For those of you, I'm on my personal page, so you probably already know who I am, but I'm really excited to be here with Pia today. We're actually at our new digs. So we are coming to you from WeWork. So a lot of you know that I recently left my therapy business as well as my therapy office, and we are, Pia and I are actually going to be sharing an office in Bellevue at WeWork. So today we're at Westlake Center in Seattle, coming to you live. So we are going to talk about some amazing things. I am all about being unapologetically who you are. My book is about being unapologetically who you are, figuring out who you are, and then designing your life around that. And so Pia is a big part of my Front Seat Life team of experts. And so every month, if you haven't caught on, every month I'm going to be coming to you with a new expert in the team of experts. And so this month is going to be Pia. So it meant to be Debbie Rosemont in January, so we'll just kind of skip that one. Last month was Jenny Dawn, which has 7,500 views.
Should I just talk about sex? Because I think that was I can talk about it.
I think that does seem to be a popular one. So we talked with Jenny Dawn last time about masculine and feminine energy, kind of for the Valentine stuff. And then this week or this month is going to be more business focused. So Pia Larson is my personal web designer. In fact, my new website is actually coming out at the end of the month, and I can't wait to show you guys, and then you can judge her work. But it's phenomenal. It's absolutely unbelievable. And so I'm excited to give you guys content rich. So this is what this is all about for me. I personally am not a Facebook liver of, hi, check me out at the grocery store. I don't get it. I don't understand what that is about. And so I am here to be giving you great content for your life and your business. So today is going to be a little bit of a mix between life and business. So I'm going to talk about being unapologetically who you are, knowing your personality type. In fact, if anybody wants to go there now on my website, jessicabutts.com, there is a free assessment that I'll be talking about where you can figure out your personality type. In fact, if you want, it's only 22 questions. If you want to take that now or later,
not now.
Not now. After.
Don't change the channel, please.
As we're going to be talking about this, there's going to be some great content about what Pia is going to be talking about, the technical side of your web presence. So your website, a little bit about social media, but I'm actually currently reading, we were just talking about this before we got started, I'm reading Seth Godin's book about the purple cow, and it's all about differentiating yourself and not being like everybody else, doing your own thing, being super creative, being interesting in the market. Whether you're in a direct selling business, you have your own company, you have a point of view. One of my other team of experts, Karen Lynn Marsh, will be coming to us in a couple of months to talk about our point of view. And so Pia is actually going to talk to us today, all kinds of great content. And as I say, I will be interjecting, which is also interrupting. And kind of, we'll be talking about this, but I want this to be content-rich information for you guys today about your web presence, about how you're showing up online in a way that is unapologetically who you are. So you're differentiated. What's your purple cow? What is your point of view so that you can stand out? You know, I had Devaney Freeman talk to my group the other day about social media and Instagram in particular, my Front Seat Life group. And we were talking about you can't be like everyone else. You can't use the same hashtags as everybody else. You have to differentiate yourself in this market or you're just going to get lost. And so, Pia, I'm thrilled to have you here today to talk to us about what this website and how important this is. So I'm guessing you're going to give us facts and content.
Can I get nerdy?
Of course you can get nerdy.
Okay.
Of course you can get nerdy.
Yay.
Okay. All right, you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Okay, let's do this.
Okay, and then I have a couple requests, housekeeping. If you guys could do us a favor and share this out to your Facebook friends, that would be awesome.
Hi, Kat.
So we can get a lot of people in here and start the conversation. And then if you're watching this on the replay, please ask any questions that you want. And Jessica and I are going to come back and answer them later. So just ask away. So
on Jenny's and mine, I think there's 500 plus comments. I will respond to every one of those. I will respond to what I can, and obviously Pia will. And the beauty of having two people do this is I can actually watch the questions while she's talking. So if you guys have comments or questions while she's talking, I've got my little handy dandy notebook here, pink all the way. So I will be taking some notes. So let's do this. Let's get going. So if you guys have questions, I'll write them down and kind of ask her as we go. Oh, look,
awesome.
we're right there too.
Yeah, we're all over
this
the place.
This is so fun.
I know.
Okay, it's her computer's right there for her notes, and I just was like, oh my God, we're live.
So this is actually a great segue.
Okay.
Because I always think, so we're in a digital age.
Yeah.
We have digital ADD.
Yeah.
So we're doing Facebook Live. I'm over here looking at us talking on our laptop. I've got my phone. I don't know about you guys, but I have dings every 2 seconds on my phone with announcements and stuff. So how the hell are you getting through to your potential clients, right?
Right.
It's freaking noisy, right?
It is noisy.
It's so noisy, and I think so. It's attention is the leverage that you need. So I'm Pia Larson. I'm the Chief Imagination Officer for Fingerprint Marketing. We're 10 years old. I have a team of experts, and like Jessica said, we're working on her brand new website.
It's going to be amazing, by the way. Check it out at the end of the month. Obviously, I'll be doing a big launch and everything, but it's going to be fantastic, and the process has been amazing with her and her team.
Thank you. So we, our whole MO is that we want to help you leave a unique fingerprint on the market. And it's getting more and more challenging, isn't it? So we've heard a lot of people talk about share your story.
Yes.
Right? What does that mean? I mean, it's great, share your story, but what does that mean?
And let me say, my version of share your story is your mess is your message.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there right now that don't quite understand what the difference is. This doesn't mean sharing every gory detail of your life or taking a speaking engagement to talk about yourself, like get over yourself. It's not about you, it's about them. And so the story piece, as well as the share your message, is about why are you doing what you do?
Absolutely.
Everybody has a reason. And if you think you don't, call one of us because we'll help you figure it out, because we all do have a reason why we're doing it. And it's typically because we've been through it.
Yeah. So I just did some work around my why. Last week, and I thought I had nailed it, but apparently I didn't go deep enough. So my why was I want to help small businesses stand out online amongst all the noise, and basically at the end of the day, I want people to come to your website and not just see you as another choice, but the choice. Like I want them to say, oh my God, this is the person I want to work with. Like, bam, I'm done with my search. I'm picking up the phone. I'm calling. I'm reaching out. So that's the effect. But
look, very quickly, the way that you do that, for those of you, I mean, this is again not the technical piece, but the soft side of stuff. The way that you do that is that you solve their problem. So if you guys don't know that, and if it's not on your website, this is not about you. This is about solving the problem for your potential clients. So you speak to their pain. And if you don't know what their pain is, you have to figure it out. Because what you want them to do is exactly what Pia just said, is they come to your website, it's visually stimulating.
Right.
That's very important. And then you speak directly to them so that they go, I don't even care how much this is. This person gets my problem, and I want to be. And I can't help but hire them because they get it.
Yeah, like I don't want to see. I'm this. I'm not. I've been in business for this. I don't care.
Who cares?
Yeah. So
who cares?
So as I've said to you before, we have 8 seconds to capture people's attention on desktop
8 seconds.
and laptop. 4 seconds on your mobile. So you've got 4 seconds to do 3 things. Tell me who you are, what you do, so your industry, and why do I care? So just a little, can I talk about it? Why do I care?
Yes.
So that's 4 seconds to speak to me and say, I get you, I work with people like you, and this is how I can help you, and this is how I'm different than other people. That's a lot of weight that's a lot to come across on a website. That's why it's so important to craft your web copy like super targeted and it's not about you. It's not about you. So saying who you work with, how you solve their problem, good ways.
Why they care.
Yeah, why they care. A great method that I've seen out there is asking questions like, are you a homeowner who is frustrated with yada yada?
Yep.
Are you this, you're asking questions and automatically your brain wants to answer those questions.
Yeah,
right?
What you do is you go, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
I do this on my website for intuitive types.
Yep.
And so those are almost exclusively my clients. About 95% of my clients are intuitive types, big picture thinkers, think outside the box kinds of people. So when they come to my website, I speak directly to their pain. So they just go, oh my God, how do you know this? Like, how do you know that this is my problem? Because it was my problem. Again, your mess is your message.
Exactly. So I usually, when I talk with clients, there's 2 things that we work on. Okay. The first is getting them to a benchmark level. And what I mean by that is I'll look at their current website. If you don't have a website, obviously we're starting from scratch. But things that I'm looking for are, is it mobile friendly, which is probably the number one thing. If you don't take anything away from this Facebook Live today, is make sure that you're mobile friendly, and you can easily just Google test mobile friendly and plug in your URL, and if it passed the test, great. If it doesn't, we should talk. So they just passed January 1st, the new algorithm where if you're not mobile friendly, they're going to push you down in the search results and you're going to lose opportunities for potential clients. So that's number 1. Number 2, you want to make sure that you have social proof on your website. So if you don't know what that means, testimonials, video testimonials, a promotional video. You notice how I keep saying video, right?
Yes, video is huge, you guys. Look at what we're doing right now.
And video will convert people 30% more than anything else. They've already done the studies. The other thing that I love about video is that it keeps people engaged and it keeps them on your website longer than if they were to read something. And Google sees that and they will reward you with better search results. So it's all tied in together.
And let me make a comment about that on the unapologetically piece. Is when I first started my business, I remember being really scared actually to do video because I thought, oh God, what if people don't like me, or what if they don't like how I talk, or they don't like whatever. And obviously I don't care about that anymore, but I realized that this is actually a way to weed people out. I don't want people to call me that don't like me. I actually want you to watch my videos and see me, see how I am, that I use the F word a lot, and that this is who I am, so that when you come and we have a phone call and you want to hire me, you kind of already know who I am. Yeah. And again, this is back to, not everyone's gonna like you. There are people that I'm sure go to my website and are like, this chick is out of her mind. I don't want to work with her. People are loving this. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to even weed through those people. So don't be afraid to put video on your website. We're going to talk about content and copy too, about being super niche. One of my coaches when I first started told me niche is rich, broad is broke. Oh, I'm just a coach. Well, fuck, you're in big trouble because there's a 10 gazillion coaches. Yeah. Or when I started my therapy business, I really started helping couples through infidelity. And I became known as that, and it helped me build my practice very, very quickly because it was a niche. And so if you're trying to be too broad, or you're trying to be, let's get really honest, if you're trying to be too nice, or, oh my God, I might offend someone. I actually want you to offend people. Yeah. I want you to get in their face, and a great way to do that is through video.
Absolutely. And I have actually followed everyone who calls me and I say, what made you pick up the phone? Which, if you're not asking your leads,
Write that
you
down.
need to ask them.
Write that down.
If people can measure with Google Analytics, but you need to ask them, like, you found my website. Why did you decide to call me and not someone else? You would be amazed at how much information you'll get from that. And they'll share with you, and you do more of that. So the biggest thing that I get 8 times out of 10 is my video. And I said, well, okay, it's a cute video, you know, it's me. And they said, no, it's the outtakes at the end. They love the outtakes.
Really?
Yes, they said we want to work with someone who can be kind of fun and snarky and
That's great.
you know. And so I just blog like that, and I share like that.
And again, it's a differentiator.
Yeah.
People know what they're gonna get when they come working for you.
Yeah.
So real quick, I
Okay.
think we need to start from the very, very beginning. So I'm just going to spend 10 seconds on this. But even if there's people watching right now that are like, well, I don't know if I'm big enough. I don't know if I need a website. You need a freaking website.
Yeah, it's 2017.
You need a
let's not even
web
go there.
presence. So let's start like with a serious basic. This is what I tell everybody, and it always shocks me that people don't do this. If you don't own your name as a URL, go get it right now. And buy it as a .com and or .org.
Yeah.
But if it's taken, put your middle initials, something. But you have to get your URL.
Yep.
And then you figure out your business. I probably own 20 or so URLs, and they all get directed back to my website.
Yep.
And then the other thing for kind of the beginners that may be watching is if you're thinking, I don't have the money for this ginormous website, like my website is going to be amazing and robust, and let's just say it costs a lot of money, but it's going to be awesome. For those of you who are just starting out, I work with a ton of real estate agents. They just get a landing page. So can you talk to them a little bit about the difference between a big ass robust website and somebody who's just starting that needs a landing page?
Absolutely. A landing page is perfect when you're just starting out and you have a limited budget.
Yep.
So we build on WordPress. So if you don't know WordPress, it's a platform that Google loves because it's easy for you to update. It's easy for you to blog on. It's easy for you to create content on.
I can even figure it out.
Yeah, it's super easy on the back end. So here's the beauty. You can actually build a landing page using WordPress, and then when you're ready to take it to the next level, you just add more pages. You just add more of what you're doing, right?
Yeah,
so you
awesome.
but just keep in mind on your landing page, you must have a way to get them on your email list. You have to have them get on your email list. And some of the fun ways are either a quiz or an assessment or top 10. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's so overdone, but it's the way that you present it and if you're giving value. So I just finished a great book called Utility by Jay Baer, and he talks about differentiators. So because there's so much competition, I've been doing a lot of studying about how do we stand out? I'm constantly looking for ways. So he says you can either be amazing or you can be helpful. You can't compete on price or service anymore. I mean, we all do customer service. We all have our pricing and we compete on pricing, but that's not where you need to compete. You need to either be it's really hard to be amazing unless you have a lot. It is. No, I'm being honest here. So here's what you need to do. You need to be helpful.
Okay.
So you need to, like you said,
I'm all about giving content, people.
Yeah.
Quit making it about you, giving content. So this is another form of talking about giving content is being helpful. I love
exactly.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not just you as the CEO of your business, but if you have a team, empower them to go out and be helpful. Listen to people who are talking, whether they're your clients or not. You need to get that out, and that's part of your brand. I know a lot of companies that are larger are really afraid of that, but you have to empower them because if they see your vision, which by the way, if you haven't written down your vision for your business, best thing ever, because then you can share it with all of your raving fans and all of your team. So
you guys are liking this.
Yeah,
I'm getting lots of thumbs up.
Yeah, and writing it down and sharing it. So yes, the landing page, absolutely. And
it's short, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can also have so for those of you who are now at the next level, I have landing pages within my website, so for events and things. But again, it's a great place to start. It's visually stimulating, it's beautiful, and it's fun. It's fun for us, for creative folks. It's very, very fun.
So I'm going to get back to the benchmark stuff. Is that okay?
Yes, Patty's asking a quick question about WordPress newbies. This is my thing. Don't do stuff you suck at. You guys know that I'm writing a new book, and literally the title is "Don't Do Stuff You Suck At." So, and then we're a cost estimate. estimate? That's a good question. So Patty and everybody else watching, don't build it yourself. I mean, I think you can. There's all these, can I just be judgmental? Like, there's all these Wix sites out there that really, really suck. And you immediately look like an idiot. Can I just say that? Like, you go looking for someone. So imagine if you're the consumer and you go look for someone and they have this rinky-dink, bullshit, ugly, lame website
and the
that
Wix
looks...
icon in the upper left-hand corner.
Come on.
Yeah.
So those are the kinds of clients that you're going to attract. If you're asking these people for money, you better look like you have money.
Yeah.
And so when you're first starting your business, don't start with some terrible website. This is called investing in your business. And I believe you need to hire somebody. Talk to someone's asking, what does it cost to build a landing page? A basic, beautiful landing page.
Under 1,000, under
Oh.
1,000, 1,500. I mean, it just depends on what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it's not expensive.
But let me just say, it is so worth it. And so Tara's asking, who do I recommend? This one. She's on my team of experts for a reason. My team of experts are people that I hire, that I trust in my business. And Pia her team, you know, she's kind of the big wig in the company, but her team builds landing pages for you. And so hire her.
And Tara, is it Tara or Tara?
Yeah, Tara.
Tara.
I think so.
Okay. Tara, I actually would be
Oh,
happy.
they're loving this.
I would love to do a website audit for you. It's
Oh, yeah.
totally free. It takes 10 minutes and I will do a screencast of your website if you have one, because sometimes you don't need to redesign it. You just need to make some tweaks. I was doing Jessa's yesterday. She's a sex therapist.
She's also in the front seat. Like
yeah,
she's
and
awesome.
I did a full website audit for her, and she really just has a few things to tweak, and then she's off to the races.
Awesome. So
if
don't start all over, because sometimes you don't need to. So
Yeah.
that's a great point.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested, just say in the comments, hell yeah, and I'll reach out to you,
Perfect.
and I would, because
hell yeah.
So this is kind of me geeking out. So you know how those interior designers will walk into your house and they know immediately what's out of place and what needs to be improved? That's me. So I'll look at a website and go, oh yeah, no, this goes here, that, like instantly. So it's what I do for fun.
Yeah.
You know,
so
really
literally, I mean, her team has built my landing pages in the past. Again, they're redoing the website. So she's got a full team. You know, she's always, it is pretty funny though, whenever I think she doesn't know what's going on and I'll be like, oh, so-and-so isn't happening. And she's like, I know that. I've got my hands on everything. I'm just the kind of behind the scenes person. So we're getting some hell yes. So this is awesome.
That's great.
Okay. So continue with content. So we got a little derailed
So
there.
so again, I work with people on, so we get them up to benchmark. So their site has to be mobile friendly, good content. You're speaking directly to your audience, and you have social proof. So one of the things I said was video.
Yes.
Another thing is if you guys have a business that is on Yelp, I have 5 stars on Yelp, and I get 30% of my business from Yelp.
Wow.
You would not realize that web designers are vetted from Yelp, but put that badge on your website. If you are like a 5-star, put that badge. It's all proof that you are who you say you are. And here's the thing: we're no longer competing with other businesses. We're actually competing with friends and family, and I'll tell you why. When you're looking for referrals, you go, hey, Jessica, do you know someone who does this?
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So we're competing not only with our competitors, but people who are friends and family. Yeah. So we have to be helpful, we have to show up, and we better be different, right?
Yeah. Again, that's part of the reason I have this team of experts is because I know there's so many people that are like, who do I hire to do my web design, or who do I hire to do my social media, which is going to be next month. We're going to be talking with Sarah Frank. Who do I hire to do this? Who do I hire to do this? These are the people that I trust. And so there's lots of hell yeses going on. You know, Susie, I see you saying absolutely. So this is fantastic.
So the other thing too is a lot of people don't realize how many potential clients that they might be losing out, because Google came out with something called the 0 moment of truth. They did a study about 15 years ago, or actually 12 years ago, that the buying funnel starts before they even contact you. So the 0 moment of truth is everything you put out there, including your website, because you are being judged in 4 seconds. Wow. And it does not have to be perfect. Everything does not have to be perfect, but there has to be something that hooks them and says, kind of like, you know, here kitty.
Yeah, Nikki
Rouse.
We're giving you some props here. She does this. It's so
exactly.
good. And let's pause for 1 second, because this is kind of the whole point of doing this. It's about content-rich stuff, but it's also about showing up who you are and having a freaking point of view and having a stance. And so I wrote this down. I'm obsessed with the 0 moment of truth idea, that when someone comes to see you, you better show up and be who you are, either this way, through your written content, through a video, through your branding. I mean, I freaking brought these from home. Like, this is branding right here. Like, I packed this shit in my bag to come here because we have to show up. I know Laura Curry just got her new logo, and she showed me in the car on the way here, and I went,
so pretty.
It's so her. It's so her image and her brand. And so that 0 moment of truth is, you better have a presence, you better have a color, you better have a thing. Why do you think I always freaking wear pink? It's my color. It's part of my brand. And so that 0 moment of truth, I think, is so critically important. And when I think about going and hiring someone, and again, they have one of these rinky-dink, yucky websites out there, I just think they're not high enough level. I want to hire someone who really is showing up in their industry.
So
and lots of yeses on this.
An old quote that I heard again that just really resonates with me as a web designer is, you don't dress for the job that you have, you dress for the job you want. Right?
Girl, that is so
you don't dress your website for clients that, you know, you're just getting from referrals. You want to go to the next level. And that's kind of how we started talking, right? I said, Jess, we're going to the next level.
This is actually how I'm ending up spending all of this money and all of this time with this lovely woman, is she basically called me out on my website. And I knew it. I just, I didn't go there yet. But she basically just said, the clients that are hiring you are now paying you $10,000 to speak for a couple of hours. Your website does not represent that. And I thought, I know. And so it started this, and the website she's building is absolutely that next level. And so I think that's a very, very good point about knowing the clients that you want to bring in and then up leveling it, even going to the next level. But that's what a professional can help you do too, is that where you're not just doing it all by yourself.
And again, it's an investment. But when you think about what is the type of client that you want to go for, and how many do you need? Do you need one and it pays for itself? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Can I share a story?
Of course.
Okay, so a client of mine in San Francisco calls me from the conference floor in Las Vegas, and he says, holy shit, we used to be targeting $1 million clients. But after this conference, people have been coming up to us. They've seen the website, they've seen the branding. They think we've been in business for like 10 years and that we are the expert on the conference floor. We are now targeting $100 million clients. So we have now taken 10x them with their target market. Yeah.
That is...
It's perception, right? And he's like looking around going, no, we've just been in business for a year.
But if you're not going to say that,
no.
You know, I kind of believe what I'm about to say. Everyone's doing thumbs up. Hi, Brittany. You're in like Aruba or something. You're killing me right now with all those pictures. Your Initials Inc. group is down there in Punta Cana in Dominican Republic. You guys are killing me. Oh my God. It's so pouring. We'll get back to content, but it's pouring down rain in Seattle, and I keep seeing all these Initials Inc.'s gorgeous women, and you guys are killing me on the beach. So I hope you're having fun. So, okay, go talk to us some more about some content and what we can do to be unapologetic, show up the importance of our websites.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about the video again, just because I don't want people to feel like they actually have to be on video. There's a lot of creative ways. One of the things we do is video testimonials. So we will just ask some questions like, why did you call Jessica? What was your aha moment working with her? What was it like working with her? And you can do this either a professional videographer, which is a little bit more expensive, or what I do is I jump on Skype or Zoom and we have a conversation, and I use that as a testimonial. Again, it's social proof, but it's also content. And so that's another way. And you can do animation, you can do, I do screencasts. So if you have a product-based business, do a demo and just with your hands and how it works, because it will, it actually converts 80% higher.
Whoa.
If you have a demo on, I don't know if you guys have noticed on e-commerce websites these days, it's not just pictures, but you can actually see what it looks like on the person. You can see the 360. You can see the demo of, that's how I bought my laptop bag, because she literally showed how much could fit in the laptop bag and how organized it was. I was like, sold.
Brilliant.
So this is also content. So we are content publishers. All of us, whether we like it or not, it doesn't mean just blogging. It means it's everything we put out there, because we are the experts in our business, and we're not reinventing the wheel. There's no like new stuff out there, but it's our point of view, and it's how we put it out there. And like Jessica said in the past, it's entertain, educate, and inspire, right? So are you inspiring me to take the next action because it's going to solve my problem, or it's going to make me better and get me more money? Are you educating me so I make the right decision? So those are the ones that you're going to call, right? Those are the ones that, so that's why I have 10 questions to ask your web designer.
Yep.
Because I don't care if you come to me or not, but you need to ask these 10 questions at least, or else you're screwed.
And that's why video, the quizzes are important. So let's pause for 1 second and talk about the importance of your email list. So we're going to spend some time in next month talking about this as well. But we do not own, so some of you are going to be really pissed about what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. We do not own our Facebook people.
Right.
Like this thing
it's
right now,
space.
It's rented space. Instagram is rented space. You own your website, and more importantly, you own your email list. People hate when I talk about this because it's a pain in the ass. Like, let's get real. I have fun with it now, but one of the top things in your business needs to always be building your email list. And the way that you do that, and Pia talked about it for a second there, is what I call, my coach taught me this, is your IFO, your irresistible free offer. Because people are savvy enough. It is 2017. I am not just going around giving everybody my email. I don't want all that shit in my folders. I'm very selective, as I'm sure you are, very selective about where we are giving out our emails now.
And don't ask me to sign up for your newsletter, because I will
cut
you down.
Can we just have a pact?
Yeah.
Everyone, a pact right now. Shake on it. You are not allowed to call your communication a newsletter. Nobody wants a fucking newsletter. No one's gonna read it. No one wants it. You are giving out interesting, fun, short content.
Yeah.
A quick video, a quick email, a quick meme even. It's all about educating, motivating, and inspiring. That's it, people. And so I don't give a shit about all of these humongous things that are going on. Don't call it a newsletter. Yeah, Susie, oops, no, you're done. Never again. We just shook on it. Susie, no more. Right? Okay, yeah. I'm virtually shaking you, Susie. No more newsletters. So you don't get to say, subscribe to my list, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Stacy Fisher Gunn, by the way, I'm going to respond to your stuff in the group, but one of the things I noticed on your IFO is say, don't subscribe to my list. Make it interesting. Get my personality assessment tool. Get my blah, 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 blah. You don't want them to really, because sometimes the layman person doesn't really even correlate the fact that they're going on your list. So don't remind them they're going on your list. Give them amazing content through an irresistible free offer.
You know what? Can I just add a tip?
Of course.
That I love, that I've seen, is join the other hundreds of people, depending on your list.
That's cute.
Join the hundreds and thousands of other people who are getting this great content every week. So, like, no one wants to be left out.
That's brilliant.
Like, I want to be one of your tribe. I want to be part of your tribe, right? So
that's brilliant.
Yeah, Derek Halpern does a great job of that. But of course, he's got a huge list. But you can fudge it. People know that it's all,
Yeah. And so Laura just brought up a good point too. You're welcome, Stacy. Is that this is where you're giving free content. So for those of you who are freaking out about, oh, but I'm giving too much, or oh my God, whatever. You're giving, I'm an 80-20 girl. Some people are 70-30, but I believe in 80% content, 20% selling. Don't constantly sell to people. How gross is that, right? Like, I get those, and if the first 2 emails that I get from you are about selling, unsubscribe. Give me some content. Connect with me. Let's talk. I don't even know what's in my autoresponder series, like 75 emails. I would say 70 of those are content rich, about your personality, about codependency, about my point of view. And then when I go to sell you on my Front Seat Life event or whatever else is coming up, you guys are already great followers. And so this is the secret sauce.
And don't do what I got in the email this morning. I got an email from someone who I was following. He had some great content, but then he fell off the face of the earth for 6 months. And the next email I get was a JV offer.
No.
And I'm like, no, no.
Yeah, JV means joint venture, by the way.
So he was selling something else for a partner of his.
So consistency. So this is, we're getting into like graduate level conversations here, but what we're talking
about. They're kind of smart.
You are.
Yeah, they're
but there's kind of like, there's undergrad and then there's grad school.
Yeah.
I have in my groups, I have a freshman group and a senior group. This is senior group conversation about autoresponder series. So whether or not you're using MailChimp or Constant Contact or I use Infusionsoft, which is kind of the big daddy of them all. You can have emails, content-rich emails that go out to them. It's called a drip campaign and or a autoresponder series, so that I don't have to be sitting here writing this all of the time.
You know what you can call it too that I like is rapport building. I call it rapport building.
Yep.
So if I don't know if anyone's seen my 5 emails that I send out when you sign up, but I get really personal. And I get into my stories. I talk about, my boating and and you're like, oh, that's too personal for me. But they really resonate with why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yep.
And it gets them interested because you do not want to sell right out the gate.
Yep.
They want to get to know you.
And it's about being authentic. And it's also about being in service. Mm-hmm. So I actually have a pretty strong belief that I don't think you actually need to do a lot of selling in your business if you're giving great content. People are always like, oh, how are you, finding all your clients? I just kind of do my thing, and then people are like, okay, I'm ready now. But I'll have, they have been on my list for 3 years, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, now I'm ready. But I'm not hounding people. I'm just being in service. So one of my biggest sayings is always just be in service, be in service, be in service, and then the universe will provide. So when you're showing up and being authentic on your website, in your copy, in video, in your autoresponder series, which is the whole point of this conversation about how you show up and be authentic, I swear to you, it will just come.
So my good friend Kirsten Helle with Mesa Davida, she calls me up 6 months ago and she says, okay, I'm ready. And I'm like, ready for what? So she's going to launch this line of simmering sauces. And I said, so you have, she's super connected. She has the choice of, premier advertising agencies. I'm like, why me? I'm just curious. And she goes, for 5 years, I have read your newsletter. I have followed you on Facebook. I have watched your videos. And I trust you so much because you've just given me absolutely great content. So I knew when I was ready to take the next step that you were the answer. Yeah. That's what you want. Yeah. And it might take a while, but
it does. Let's get real. It does take a while. So for those of you who are new, or even if you're not, it takes a while. Game. And we talk about our email list too. It takes a long time to get 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 people on your list. A really, really, really long time. I thought, oh, this will be easy. It's not easy. It's a slow process, but you also have to do it organically and authentically. Yeah. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about a couple more things, and I'm gonna read some questions.
Yeah.
So why don't you give some stuff? I'll read questions, and we're getting down to 20 minutes here or so.
I want to give some more technical advice because I think some of this stuff you guys can do on your own.
I'm gonna take a nap while she does this.
Yeah. It's funny that you say nap. This is so funny. We're on same. So my next tip has to do with NAP. The word NAP.
Oh.
So it stands for
That's weird.
I know. We are so on the same vibe.
Weird.
We just
Okay.
found out we're going to be in Cabo at the same time, at the same timeshare.
She comes to pick me up and she's talking about Cabo, and I was like, I'm going there. So.
And then in 2 weeks, we're going to be in San Diego
Yes.
at the same time.
It's
so
weird.
anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe we were split.
I don't
birth
know,
or
it's
something.
weird.
Yeah. So NAP. So NAP stands for name, address, and phone number. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'd like you guys to do, if you haven't done this already, is to make sure that your name, phone number, and address are exactly the same on all your directories that list you. And if you haven't checked out all the listings that you should be on or all the directories, that is the best way to get leads.
So give them examples. What does that mean?
Okay, so that means if your office is on an avenue and it says avenue in the footer of your website, it needs to be avenue on Yelp, TripAdvisor.
And why?
And because when Google runs their searches, when you're searching, you don't want Google to do the heavy lifting. And that millimeter of a second, we're like, oh, well, it says avenue over here, but then it's AVE over here. That split second will affect how you show up. And I know it's totally geeky, but trust me. So two pieces of homework. Go and claim, put your flag in the ground and claim your business on every directory that you think, industry directory, what's the one for lawyers?
I don't know.
Avo, Angie's List, Yelp, TripAdvisor, Urban Spoon, whatever your business is, there's always a directory for your industry. And then local directories, like Seattle has a ton of directories. Go claim your business and make sure your name is spelled the way it is always. Your address is exactly the same. Okay, if you use the double zip code, the full zip code, do that on everything, and then your phone number. Okay. And then while we're talking about phone numbers, do you know 50% of the websites out there still on mobile, you cannot call them directly? Like,
isn't that unbelievable? And I mean, it may be because some people think, oh, I don't want people calling me. You're just turning away business.
Yeah.
Because think about a website where you go to and you can't figure out how to contact them. Like, how annoying is that?
Yeah, you've got to open a different tab.
And let's talk about that link as well too. When you are on a website, you need to be able to click the button, click your phone number, and have it call.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not, I'm going to go write it down. Like, we're so lazy these days. Like, if I have to find a frickin' piece of paper to write your thing down, I might go somewhere else. I want to just be able to click the number and have it call.
So here's another tip.
We're so lazy.
We are lazy. So here's another tip I've seen. If you have multiple services, you just put them all on one page. That's bad. Do not do that. You want to have one page for each of your core services.
Oh.
Because again, you don't want Google to have to think too hard. You want it to say, web design, there's a page directly about web design on Pia's site. There's not a page about web design, social media, marketing, and they have to weed through all that information. So that is very easy to do. So take your core services and make sure that each one has a page. So I'm not going to get deep into SEO, but so search engine optimization. Here's two things you have to learn. It's totally simple. It's not rocket science. There's two components to search engine optimization. There's on page, meaning on your website. Make sure that you have a page that gets found for the keywords that you want to be found for. I want to be found for Seattle Web Design Agency. I have a page called Seattle Web Design Agency.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
But tell them how they figured this out. Okay, I thought this was fascinating.
Yeah, so, and I actually pointed this out to Jessa yesterday. So there's two different types of searches that happen. There's the one where I just want information. I want information about web design. Like, maybe I'm a designer myself. Maybe I don't know why I'd be searching for it, but I want to find out like the latest trends or whatever. So Seattle Web Design. But the difference is I don't want those people. I want people with buyer intent. People who are ready to hire a web design agency. Web designer, not web design. So instead
Isn't that fascinating?
It's a simple thing. So like Jessa, she had sex therapist Seattle. Oh, she had sex therapy Seattle, and I told her change it to sex therapy. Therapist. because they're looking to hire a sex therapist.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
looking to learn about a sex therapist in Seattle.
Yep.
They want to hire her.
Yep.
So buy into. Okay, so that's the one part.
And pause real quick. The way that you
got me started.
and the way that you figure this out is what Google is showing you.
Yeah.
So what are the top searches? And then, hire somebody like Pia who can do the research for you, because she's cleared up so much. It's a little bit like on Instagram or Facebook when you're doing hashtags.
Yeah.
Those hashtags tell you what other people are searching for.
And by the way, we also, like I offered the web design audit for free, we do an SEO audit as well for free. So if you guys
you are not taking that,
Yeah.
you guys are crazy.
Yeah, so it's a 10-minute video where we go through your competitors, your keywords that people are searching for, because a lot of times people think that are keywords that they think should be found. They're not the ones that people are searching for.
Yep.
So it's very eye-opening. So just say hell yes in the comments if you want me to do that. So I'm just going to give it all away.
How about hell
All
yes SEO this time?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So tell me
talk
what
to
one.
us about the second SEO.
Okay, so the
piece,
second one
which
is
very
authority.
important.
Yeah, it is. So authority. So Google wants to see, they see you have pages about the service that you provide. Now they want to see if you have authority. And what that means is building links back to your site.
Oh, these are important.
But quality links, not just, the black hat SEO, the garbage links from, wherever, Saudi Arabia or Russia. But like if you guest blog, having links back from your guest blog. We get a lot of backlinks because we have created by web fingerprint marketing in the footer, so we get a lot of backlinks for that. Local links from directories. So the more directories that you list your business in, that's Google juice. That's
Google juice.
Yeah, it's Google juice. So you want a lot of Google juice, right? So a lot of people say that they're frustrated with Google, and although they change their algorithm 52 times a year.
Oh my God!
52 times a year. Thankfully, there's only one big change that happens like every year to 2 years, and it really screws with your search. But just keep in mind that they are just serving up what their audience wants, just like all businesses.
Yeah.
And if you can make it easier for them and you can follow the rules, why don't you do it? Just do it. And it's harder and harder now because there's so much competition.
Yeah, but also Pia is someone who can help you stay up with this, because I have a very strong belief. You guys know that I'm all about don't doing stuff that you suck at. And in graduate school, we used to call it peas in a straw. So the peas in the straw in my head are full right now. Like if something new goes in, something very important is likely going to fall out the other side. And so I don't try to be an expert. Yeah, so I don't try to be an expert in everything. I don't want to figure this stuff out. This is why I have a team of experts. This is why she comes to the group and talks. This is why I'm doing Facebook Live stuff. Sometimes you need to just hand stuff off in your business to the experts.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to say that. And then the other thing that I just wrote down that I wanted to mention, for those of you who are not aware about Google Juice and when it's called redoing your website. So
redesign?
I'm not using the right word. So when you're putting new content out there.
Oh yeah.
The way that you put new content out there, and I learned this quite a few years ago, but I was like, this is so obvious, is you just put a blog out. Because when you're on WordPress, it's not like you have to go into your website and update it all the time. All you have to do is do a vlog, which is a video blog, or a new blog, and it updates it. It updates it. It updates it. And so every time you're writing something, you're sharing it on LinkedIn, you're sharing it on your blog, you're guest blogging, your whatever. Those are the things that are putting you back up to the top.
Or they could even, if they're a photographer like Jennifer with Tailored Events.
Oh yeah.
You add images, you add new case studies, you add pictures. So here's what's happening. If you are stagnant and you're not changing your website at all, Google won't touch you. They won't re-index you, meaning they won't search through your new content. But like Jessica said, as soon as you update anything on your website, it'll go back, it'll be pinged, and the search engines will go, oh, there's something interesting going on. We need to re-index it. I know that's kind of techie speak, but...
And so, Molly, you just asked a really great question about, I don't want more clients, I want better clients. And I don't know if you've been watching the whole time, but this is kind of what we've been talking about, is we have to up-level. We have to get more clear. Niche is rich, broad is broke. You have to be crystal clear about what your message is, and that is where your web page comes in.
And I have a couple tips about that too.
Great.
Okay, so a couple tips about, so it's about mindset, of course, but outside of that, on your website, a couple tips or tricks is that you can create case studies around, let's say you have one dream client. Do a beautiful case study, do a video, do like a really thought out interview with your ideal client, and put that on your homepage, because you're showing other people, these are the types of people that we work with, right?
And it weeds people out.
Yeah.
I don't like all
she
those-
works with Kenmore Air. It's like, wow, that's, that's pretty big shit.
Yeah, and it's about how you are showing up. Again, it's about dressing for the job that you want. Your web presence is about the job that you want, but it's also being able to say no. It's hard for me still to say no to new therapy clients, but I just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And so I have other referral sources. But it's about getting clear about what my message is, what I am doing, so that I can best serve people. And so, Molly, it's about your point of view, it's about your vision, but people, if they are not clear, they don't know how to reach out to you. We have to be clear in our messaging.
And you can also use social proof. So you've seen sometimes you add companies you've worked with logos that are instantly recognizable.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a good way too. So great question, Molly.
Yeah, really good question.
Yeah. So I like people to have an image in their head that your website is your 24/7 salesperson.
Yep.
And there are potential clients out there that you're just not connecting with, and you're losing. It's money off the table. And you got to ask yourself, do you want a Walmart greeter? Or do you want a Nordstrom shoe salesperson? Have you guys ever worked with a Nordstrom shoe salesperson?
Yeah, they just sold me these $350
they're on
pair of
it.
shoes.
They're like the cream of the crop, and they show up and they represent your business.
Yeah. So I think this is an interesting time to talk about weeding people out. So you were just talking about, I mean, I'm just going to be really honest. I don't have a lot of time anymore to kind of talk to everybody who's interested in working with me. And a great way to weed people out is, one, by having a time trade or Calendly thing on your website. So don't just, sorry, I mean, this sounds terrible, but don't just call me, don't just email me, don't just, hey, I'm interested in blah, blah, blah. I don't even check my email anymore. Like, I have somebody else do that for me, because when you want higher level clients, it's not the way that it works. So you have a system to get to you. So whether it's always through your IFO, not whether it is, it's always through your IFO. So you take just for an example, you take my quiz, and if you don't fully take it, you're not even going to find the link. So I don't want those people who aren't even willing to take a 10-minute quiz.
Yeah, they're not invested enough.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend time on the phone doing that. So it's about weeding through the people. You can do that through the quiz. You can do that with I use Time Trade. What do you use?
I use, Calendly.
Yeah, so there's all these different versions. And then in that tool in itself, you hook it to your calendar.
Your Google Calendar Outlook.
Yeah, that's what I do. And I block times out. You say, so my only time is Wednesdays at 2:00. This is the time that I spend with new potential clients. And that time is blocked out for those. But it's also about weeding through the people. There's a bunch of hoops to jump through. You have a really good hoop. So tell us about your hoop.
Well, my hoop is I actually send them to an intake form with 5 questions. And if they can't fill out those 5 questions, then there's not enough urgency.
They're not invested.
Yeah, they're not invested.
I'm not going to spend a half an hour with you on the phone if you can't even take an intake. You have to be in therapy. There was a saying, you can't work harder than your client. Yeah. Meaning they have to be as invested as you are. Otherwise, you're chasing them. Yeah. You do not chase your clients. They need to come to you, and then it's a relationship.
So it's all about educating them as well, right? So I explain that the reason why I want to collect this up front is that I value my time and I value your time. And I want to be prepared when I show up for the call. And they respect the hell out of that. And then it goes to my calendar, and then they click on that and they get scheduled. Psychologically, people are no longer vetting us out from 8 to 5. It could be midnight, it could be 10 p.m. They're not going to pick up the phone. They're not going to wait for an email. They want to check it off their list.
Yep.
They're like, I need a web designer.
Yep.
They want to schedule it right away. So that people, it's like the economy, right? It's like do it yourself.
I actually won't work with people that don't have a calendar because I don't have the fucking time to go back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, I can meet you Tuesday at 10 a.m. Oh, I'm not. Come on. Like, we don't have time for this. So I need that for my business, but I also believe that with a high level person, when I'm laying in bed at 9 o'clock at night and I'm, searching stuff, I want to be able to go, oh, great, I'm going to get on her schedule. I don't want to text her, text back. I mean, think about the clients that you're losing this day and age when you don't have a calendar link. I have people, I wake up in the morning and I have new people on my calendar that are like, oh, great, I want to talk to you. Great. But I'm not going to wake up at 5:30 a.m. and spend my time texting you back and forth. You're on my calendar. We're talking in a week and a half. Let's get this shit done.
So you know what they get from me after they schedule?
Yes.
They get an email response, and this is something I would recommend everyone do. And I send out my list of services, so they have something to look at. So we're not wasting time me selling or informing them of what they already should know.
Yep.
And I send them to a link on YouTube that has all my video testimonials. So now I don't have to, so they, between the time they've scheduled and the time that we meet, they already know what my services are, my core services. They already hear from my raving fans.
Yep.
And they are respecting the hell out of that process.
Yep.
They're like already, by the time they get to the call, they're like, okay, where do I sign up?
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. You're not spending my GEC calls, get acquainted calls, are down to 15 minutes. Like, you know about me, you know about my video. It's very clear. Here's another tip. If it's not clear how to work with you, you need to make it clear. Don't have a gazillion options. I went to someone's webpage the other day and they had, I don't know what that shit means. What? I don't even know. They were just all these cute little quirky things about how to work with them. I don't know what that means as your consumer. So maybe this will be another Facebook Live video about your funnel. What your funnel looks like. Make it crystal clear to your potential clients about what your funnel looks like. And in my group program, I beat a dead horse about this. I hate that saying. I need a new saying. That's so terrible. But I talk incessantly about making it crystal clear. You have one message.
Yeah.
You guys, that's it. You get one message and then you share that message in different ways. You speak on it. You do VIP coaching on it. You do group coaching programs on it. And that's it. Yep. But it's the same message.
Yep.
So we're getting close on time. So can you wrap this up for them about like the huge nugget takeaways? No pressure.
Huge nugget takeaways. No pressure.
No pressure.
So your website is your online hub. You own that shit. And you want everything you do in your marketing to direct people there because that is your home, that is your house, your business house. And that is where you're going to build your business, and it's never going to be finished. It's always going to be improved.
Please say that again.
Yeah, so your website will never be perfect and finished. I'm actually redesigning my website, and I'm a really bad client. There's a lot of work that goes into it.
But the point is, when you publish it, it's not like you can't change it, people. So just get it out there.
Yeah.
Make it awesome, but you can always go back and change it.
Yeah, and ask your clients what they like about it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Wow. That was a lot of content.
We can do part 2.
I know. So we will watch the recording, share it with your friends, let people know about this. I am keeping this going all year. Again, this is kind of a monthly thing with my team of experts. Next month, we're going to keep the online stuff going where we're going to be talking with Sarah Frank. She is a social media strategist and absolute expert. She's a super authentic chick. So I'll be coming to you live next month with her. I'm not quite sure what the date is, but stay tuned. And thanks for all the love. Wow, this is lots of
and be sure to share this. Share this with your friends if there was any valuable tidbits. And then we'll get back to you if you're watching this in the replay.
Yeah.
Just comment and ask questions, and I'll answer all of them.
Yeah, we'll be on there a whole bunch. So thank you guys so much. We're seeing lots of love from you guys. So super, super appreciate it. Have a great Friday. And if you're watching this on the replay, I don't know what day it is, but thank you so much for watching. And here's another thing. As business owners, share this with your team. You know, because I don't do any of this stuff myself. And so I would want to share this with Pia and with my assistants so that they know what I'm talking about. So sometimes it's hard to like educate them on that. So thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
You say bye till I turn it
Okay,
on.
bye.